Hello kids and welcome back to a new video. This is teacher Farah Zuraiki from Oxford Schools and I hope you're doing super well. Alright kids, in this video we will start with Penguin Check Part 1 and we will be covering pages from 211 to 215 in your Journeys Common Core Students Book. And I want you to grab a pencil so you would write down all of the important thoughts and the important ideas that I want you to pay attention to. Alright, now let's start. Okay, the first important thing that I want you to know is the title of this selection. Penguin Check. Penguin Check. It is written by Biddy Tatham. Biddy Tatham. Again, kids, this text belongs to the narrative non-fiction genre. So everything you'll see, because it is narrative, it will be from penguins being eggs till they become adult penguins. So the story or the text will be in chronological order, as in time order. It will begin when they are young, and then they will show you the cycle of their life till they become old and adult penguins. Okay. This is why it is narrative and it is non-fiction because it is a scientific text that holds and gives you information that are real and all scientifically proven. Okay, so narrative because it shows you when the penguins are young till they become adults, and non-fiction because it gives you real scientific information. Good. Now let's talk about the essential question. How do animals care for their young? So, I want you to give it a thought. Would you be able to take care of yourself as a baby or an infant? I don't think so. Same goes for young animals. Animals, and even humans, can't take care of themselves when they are super young. They need the care of an adult. So, same applies for humans, same applies for animals. Adult animals, take care of their youngs. Alright, in this selection, I want you to expect what we will read about. We will be reading about what? Penguins doing what? Yes, you guessed it right. Now we need to know more about their life cycle and how the adults take care of their young. So in the first picture in page 212, what do we see? So I want you to know that penguins belong to the birds breed. This is very important. Penguins belong to birds breed. This is very important for you to know. They are a bit different from other birds, but they have the same main features or qualities. For example, they have body feathers. Body feathers that are waterproof to keep them dry and warm. They have a long beak. Why? To eat fish with them, and for the father to snuck in the egg. Alright, and they have wings as well. So, penguins are birds. Penguins are birds. We will learn more about this in this selection. Alright, so let's start by looking at the illustration that the author has provided us with. It is just snow. Why would she just put snow instead of penguins? I want you to give that a thought. A fierce wind howls. It whips snow across the ice. Here, a female emperor penguin has just laid an egg. It is the only egg she will lay this year. They don't lay eggs that much. Most birds build nests for their eggs. But on the ice in the Antarctica, there are no twigs or leaves. So we know that most birds build nests for their eggs to keep them warm and to keep them in one place and to build a home for them. But it is different for penguins because they live in rough conditions. So, a fierce wind howls. It is super fierce, it is super strong. It is impossible to build a nest. There's no grass or mud, nothing to build a nest with, nothing but snow and ice. So, why doesn't the mother penguin build a nest for her eggs? A. There's no twigs or leaves. There are no twigs or leaves whatsoever, no grass or mud, so it is impossible to build the nest. And the fierce wind would blow it out, even if it happened. But what is the meaning of a fierce wind? Fierce means very powerful and aggressive. Look over here, it's super, super strong. Howls is the sound of wolves and dogs, but over here the author have used it to show you how loud the wind could sound once it is very fierce and strong. It makes a large, huge, loud sound when it moves very aggressively like this. It whips snow, as in throws and scatters snow across the ice. What whips snow across the ice? The wind, because it is very fierce and aggressive. Here, a female emperor. Emperor is the leader or a ruler of an empire. It is used here to show you that a female penguin is in control of the relationship between a male penguin and a female penguin. She makes the decisions. Powerful penguins, I like it. So, whenever she just lays an egg, she can only lay one egg per year. Okay, she can't build any nests. So, what do they do to keep their eggs warm? We'll figure out that later. But for now, let's answer this question. Why did the author begin this selection with an explanation of the weather in Antarctica? Because you need to know that the weather is very rough, it has rough conditions, and it is impossible for penguins to build nests. So, this is why the author wanted to give you extra information about the weather condition for penguins. Alright, now let's move to this page. Let's see what this penguin is doing. The new penguin father uses his beak. Beak is this thingy to scoop the egg onto his webbed feet. Why does he do that though? So what we know so far that the father is the one who takes care of the egg. But why is that? He tucks it under his feather-covered skin into a special place called a brood patch. This is what he's doing. He's moving and scooping out the egg with his beak to his special place called a brood patch. This is where he would keep the egg and to keep it warm and safe. So the egg will be as snug and warm there as if it were in a sleeping bag. So this brood patch over here, remember the name brood patch. It exists just to keep the egg warm and safe. It is their sleeping bag. Okay, so brood patch is their sleeping bag. Okay, whipped again. It means having skin between toes, and it is something super special for birds that swim in water, like ducks, geese, swans, penguins. They all have webbed feet. Okay, so again, the father is the person, is the animal sorry, is the animal who takes care of that egg. How does he do that? He scoops it out using his beak to push it and snug it under his feather covered skin. And this special place is called a brood patch. Alright, so why is keeping the egg snug and warm is important? Remember, in Antarctica it is very snowy, cold, and icy. So there's no way to build the nest to keep the eggs warm. So they have got to find another way to keep the eggs warm. How? Using the feathers of Daddy, Penguin Daddy. Alright, page 215. One of the penguin parents must stay with the egg to keep it warm. But where penguins lay their eggs, there is no food for them to eat. So, no food, that's an issue. The penguin father is bigger and fatter than the mother. He can live longer without food. So, this is the reason why the mother leaves to get food, not the father. Because the father is fatter and bigger. He can survive without eating food. So, the father, what does he do? The father penguin stays with the egg while the mother travels to the sea to find food. The two parents sing together before the mother penguin leaves. Alright, so what we understood from this paragraph that the mother is less fatter and less bigger, so it's not that fat, not that big. So she has to go find food once she lays that egg. But once she has to leave, who has to sit with the egg? Again, yes, the penguin father. The penguin father has to stay with the egg. He scoops it out using his beak. He hides it in his special brood patch to keep it warm until it hatches. So this is why we have a mother penguin who leaves for food, and this is why the father that stays with the egg to keep it warm. Okay, now I want you to ask yourself again, how is a penguin father different from a penguin mother? The penguin father is bigger and fatter than the mother, so they could live longer without food, which gives them a privilege. They only need to stay with that egg and make sure it is safe and warm. Okay. Why the mother has to go for that food? Why doesn't she just stay with the egg? Why does the mother penguin have to leave? Why? Again, once we ask with why, it means we are looking for a reason, for a cause. A cause is the reason and effect is the result, or the what happened later on because of this reason. So if the question starts with why, then it is asking for a cause. But if the question starts with what happened, then it is asking for the effect. This is how you differentiate whether the teacher is asking for the cause or the effect. Again, the mother penguin leaves because she has to go get food for the egg. She just laid. So after she lays that egg, she immediately leaves for finding food. And by the time she comes back, the chick will have hatched and she could feed it then. So this is why the mother penguin leaves. This is the cause. This is the reason. She has to go find food while the father makes sure that that egg is snug in a warm place and so it could hatch. Because remember, Antarctica is very snowy, it's very icy, it's very cold and freezing cold. It's not just any cold, it's freezing cold. This is why they need to make extra care for the egg. Um, and remember, they can't make nests. They can't. This is why the brood patch exists. Alright, this is it for today's video. I hope you have liked it and enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you kids for watching.